What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Apocaflix Movies. This is the Apocaflix podcast where we talk about anything and everything we want to talk about in the world of movies and entertainment, if you will. I am Jacob Bartley. I am joined by a full roundtable today, joined by Jake Berlin, Gio Ramos, and Brian Avalosino. And today we're going to talk about a hot topic with all the mania about the Batman casting going on. We kind of just were thinking about like the next big casting for superheroes is probably going to be Wolverine once this Batman thing gets figured out. And it's a huge one because only Hugh Jackman has played Wolverine.
For 20 years.
For 20 years.
Played the character for 20 years.
And we all grew up watching him, and he's one of the, if they make a Mount Rushmore of comic book movie actors, he's on there hands down, no question. I think we all agree on that. So who's going to play the next Wolverine? That's a big question. We're going to kind of do this roundtable style. We're going to go in. We all have multiple choices, but we're going to all choose one at a time. And if somebody takes yours, hopefully you guys have some backups. And we're going to discuss those picks and decide whether we think those are good picks or not. So I think I'm going to start with you, Jake. I want to hear one of your choices before someone else might take yours. What made you want to talk about this, first of all?
Well, Wolverine's a very important character. Very important character. And I think that one of the big reasons why is because when we talk about Wolverine, one of the biggest things that's always brought up, no matter how great Hugh Jackman played the character, he is that character. Everyone always talks about how, compared to the comic version, he's different in size.
Yeah.
Like, they want to, and Marvel has always tried to cast as true as possible. And so I think talking about some actors who are either exactly what they're looking for as far as the comic book character, or maybe something completely different in our minds that may work out better, I think it's just a fun discussion to talk about because we all have different opinions. We all like different actors.
About that? Now my perception of Wolverine is how Hugh Jackman looks.
Like a big intimidating guy.
I was thinking who's tall? When I was doing it, and I'm not going to mention him because it's he's going to be Batman most likely. But seriously, my number one choice for Wolverine was Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I wanted him to play that more than Batman. I think he would be great for that.
Totally.
But I'm totally okay with him being Batman though.
Yeah. So I kind of went. I came up with a couple different choices, but we're gonna stick to two for this specific roundtable. I chose one oddball that I think could be really cool and unique, and then one ace in the hole, basically. And my first one that I'm revealing is the oddball choice, and I think that it could be really fun. Charlie Hunnam.
That's your
I
oddball.
think that's my oddball. That's my oddball. I think that because here's the reason why. He is a beloved actor
I think it's an oddball choice.
for Sons of Anarchy, right? Like, he's known as Jax. That's the role he is known for. He's had great roles in Papillon. He did a really cool job in Guy Ritchie's King Arthur, which the movie wasn't received very well. He's had some really good stuff over the years. But a lot of the time, he's been classified as this guy who can't lead a movie, right? That he can't lead a movie, that he's really portrayed as one specific character.
Going from those TV characters
exactly.
to movies, yeah.
And there's been a lot of actors over the years that have done that. And so I think in the Marvel world, the way they are able to kind of use actors to their right abilities and kind of shape the movies around them and the characters around them, I think he could fit in the Marvel world really coolly, if that's even a word. Because in some of his roles in the past, we've seen that ferociousness come out in him and the aggressiveness, and I think that he could easily play that type of character. Yeah. And I would also love to see him play opposite some other characters in the MCU, like a Sam Wilson, like a Bucky Barnes, or whoever they cast for the Cyclops, or whatever it is.
I think Wolverine's going to be a supporting character. I don't see him doing a standalone yet.
No.
Maybe later on in the future.
I don't, honestly, I think he could be the new Hulk, or they don't need a standalone movie. Because he's had 3 standalone movies with 20th Century Fox.
Been in all the X-Men films, yeah.
I think he can easily play, because he plays well with Deadpool. He plays well with Spider-Man. He plays well with the Avengers. He plays well with the X-Men.
And as being the Hulk, he's another character who can lose his crap.
Exactly.
Easily.
And so, but Charlie Hunnam,
Berserker.
And the cool thing about him is he's not physically imposing. He's not like gigantically huge and muscular, but he's not on the taller side either, which fits the build.
Wolverine,
yeah. So I think Charlie Hunnam could be really cool.
I agree.
Did I take it?
Table.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm thinking about his,
That's why
attitude
bring
with
the attitude.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
That badass mentality. I think he could definitely pull that off. I'm going to go with a little bit more of a safer choice. My first one, it's Scott Eastwood.
Oh my God! There just went my 2. That was literally my 2.
That's crazy.
Now,
You should have started with Brian.
Scott Eastwood is waiting for that big break.
Yeah.
You know, he's been featured in some roles. You know,
Suicide Squad, though,
let's
man.
not talk
They
about
didn't use
Suicide
him.
Squad.
They didn't use him.
He was Fast 8. You know, even though they're trying to shove
Forgot
him,
he was in there. That's right.
they're trying to really shove him in there, and I don't think it's working out well. But I think he'd be a great choice. You just think he's very much. He has a lot of his dad's qualities. I'm not talking about like talent-wise acting. His dad's on another tier, but he has this attitude to him that he can easily pull off. He's very he has a very grit persona, and I think he'd be great for Wolverine. I think for Marvel, they definitely want to make the X-Men more of a more focused on the team as of instead of just Wolverine.
Because Wolverine is
and
the main
X-Men.
character in all 3 of the X-Men movies.
He's the leader.
Yeah.
But essentially in the comic, and he is in the comic books, but a lot of the time Cyclops is the leader.
Yeah.
Storm is the leader, and Wolverine, he's almost like like a Thor in a way where he'll come fight the big fights with the X-Men,
And then go do
but
his
he,
own thing,
but he
yeah.
operates on his
Yeah.
own. And so Scott Eastwood could easily fit that build because when he comes to the X-Men, he's not the main guy, but then maybe they do something with him on the side.
And I think that's perfect for Scott Eastwood. You don't have to be the Hugh Jackman, the front and center.
And I think Marvel's going to go completely opposite of Hugh Jackman anyway. Like, they have to.
Yeah.
If they try to do what Hugh Jackman did, they're just going to get bashed for it. And so he and Hunnam both fit that kind of build.
Yeah, I agree. So I think with Marvel's approach on the whole X-Men, I think it's going to be more focused on the team as a whole instead of like one individual and his, struggle and whatnot, which I think makes Scott Eastwood one of the easily top 2 or 3 candidates for the character.
Yeah, I don't see Marvel doing a Cyclops movie or a Storm and Black Panther movie or whatever it is. I see them doing X-Men. I see them doing Fantastic Four, and then those characters popping up in other movies along the ride.
Eventually, they'll do a Wolverine movie because
They have to give it time.
No,
yeah.
I'm saying like 8
At
years
least-
from now.
I
A
would
long
say 10
time.
to 15
A long
at
time.
least.
No, 'cause
I think a long
whoever
time.
they cast will be their Wolverine.
They're gonna do a
for
Spider-Man
while.
effect on this. They because Wolverine and Spider-Man, those 2 characters could lead Marvel into the future with
They're
Captain
2
Marvel.
of the most popular
and
characters.
yeah,
period.
I mean, I also wouldn't be surprised if they make Cyclops the new Wolverine because we already got the Wolverine in the previous ones. Because we haven't seen Cyclops really fleshed out like he should
they
have.
better
so.
do Cyclops right, man.
Yeah.
That's a whole other.
I know.
Podcast,
Man, we'll do the
man.
video on that one.
Cyclops
so.
is one of my favorite characters.
Well, now that my whole point of being here is pointless,
Gotta have backups.
I had 4.
Okay,
so
okay.
since I didn't since my
Were
first
those really
2
your first 2?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Scott
That's
Eastwood was my
hilarious.
1
Yeah.
and Charlie Hunnam was my 2.
That's amazing.
But my number 3 on my list is, I just kind of thought like random, but like still could kind of see it. I have Daniel Craig.
An older
A
Wolverine.
little bit older, so that way you
Interesting.
could kind of do the whole like if you want to go through like World War II kind of a little bit, which they probably
And you could, honestly, with Marvel does de-age their characters already. You could add a little effect to him.
yeah. And so
I
that,
could see that.
right? So, I mean, I actually had 4, like I said. I had...
Don't reveal them all. We're going back
We're
around.
gonna have another
okay,
choice. Yeah.
but yeah, no. I thought... It's funny because almost all of my actors are not American.
Well, they fit
For an American character.
foreign actors are way better than American actors.
Well,
Scott Eastwood is
actually-
American, right?
Actually,
Yeah, well,
isn't
that's-
Wolverine Canadian?
He is Canadian.
Okay, so
So you need a
You're
Canadian
okay.
actor.
Okay, well, then
Get
there you go.
get a Canadian, eh?
Yeah, but I mean, I thought... I kind of went for, like, the opposite of almost what you guys were saying. And, like, who could play, like, angry, like, like that. And I could see him, like...
We've seen him angry in Bond films.
Yeah, I know.
He's definitely had
so,
that.
yeah, that was one of my...
That's
others.
interesting because, I mean, we always talk about how, Marvel's going to cast for the future. We need a young guy. They could only do Wolverine for a few
Yeah.
times and
I mean,
easily do something like that.
I would love that. The only thing is the age factor. I think they need to cast the Fantastic Four and X-Men young.
Oh, see, now
'cause
think
I don't know
they're
about
gonna
every
cast-
single one
no,
of them.
not
yeah,
every
yeah,
single
yeah,
character,
yeah.
but at least some of them because
Definitely.
you know Cap and Iron Man aren't going to be leading the MCU anymore. They need the new
See,
generation.
now with Fantastic Four, I see them being a little older, actually.
I could see that too, or at least some of the characters.
Yeah, like middle aged.
So my number one choice, I don't want to say he's my number one, but one that I really want, that would be my top choice because I think it would be interesting, and it's somebody young who can play this character for the next 15 years, 20 years, is a man of the name by Doc Ray Montgomery.
You're a Power Rangers guy.
He is a great actor. So
Red Ranger.
That's what I thought.
He is great in Power Rangers. Like he's
great in Stranger
Things. The way
Things.
he's performing in Power Rangers is like, wait a minute, am I watching a Power Rangers movie? Like he's so damn good. And then he's amazing in Stranger Things, playing a completely different character. And tell me, the physicality expresses in that role.
He's shorter.
Can't be a Wolverine, but look how ripped he is in that show. And he also expressed a lot of anger in that show.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Wolverine in the comics has a little longer hair, correct?
Yes.
He can.
Yeah.
At certain
He has
times.
longer hair in
And
Stranger Things.
There's some fan art out there of Doc Ray as Wolverine with holding a cigar and everything. So I think he's a great actor. He can pull off the look, and he can get in physical shape enough to do it. And he's young, so I think like I've loved this actor ever since Power Rangers. Have you seen his new picture for Stranger Things season 3?
No.
It's
Where he's the
hilarious.
light card?
Yeah, where he's the light. His hair's all like super curly, like
He's
it's
permed.
crazy. So yeah, he would be my number one choice right now.
I like that choice, and it's something that we haven't thought of because we've only seen him in Power Rangers and Stranger Things.
Yeah,
he's
And
not in a whole
somewhat
lot.
unknown. Like, come on, Naomi Scott got hurt. You know,
Yeah.
next big role.
Well, I think
He
that
needs his.
I think that Marvel will end up probably going unknown with the character because they want to allow the actor to kind of build.
General audiences don't know who he is really.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. All right. So my second pick, and like I mentioned, my ace in the hole. I think he is the perfect choice. This is what Marvel needs to do. Kit Harington, Jon Snow himself.
Interesting.
I would protest this.
Why?
I would be so pissed.
Why?
I do not see him as Wolverine in this.
Well, you're wrong.
Well,
So
yeah, I'm not against it.
what's interesting
bad.
is I was considering Ben Barnes, but he already plays Jigsaw in Punisher. I thought he'd be a really, because we see the kind of anger in him in that role. But Kit Harington, I think that the role of Jon Snow doesn't require a lot, and we've seen him in some other things outside of it, but. To be on Game of Thrones, you have to be really good at what you do. No matter what, you have to be really good at what you do. And I think that now that show's over, everyone knows who he is as far as in the business. And so he is easily someone they can go after. I definitely think that he's possibly could be leading Benioff and Weiss's Star Wars trilogy because there's no doubt they're going to cast some Game of Thrones names in there as well. But I think that he's shorter, he's built, he has the hair. And it's such a vastly different role from Jon Snow. I think that it could end up being a near perfect casting for me anyway. And he's on the younger side as well. So
So I haven't seen him in anything else other than Game of Thrones. It's hard for me to picture. Like, does he have range? Have you seen him in anything else?
I have. He does some good things. It's some like smaller roles. He's never been leading anything.
Yeah.
It's
he
kind
was
of
in like Pompeii or something like that.
yeah.
Was that
Well, he
him?
led Pompeii. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was early on.
didn't
That was
see it.
early. That was like 2012 or something like that. But he voices one of the characters in How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
So he has some stuff there as well.
As long as he's a good actor, he can pull it off, And the Jon Snow character is very different from a Wolverine type character. So
Yes.
I wouldn't be mad, honestly.
Yeah, no, I love the role, and I think that him playing it, like I mentioned, he's young. He could play opposite Tom Holland. He could play opposite Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And he's not the big name star that you need to put front and center of everything. You can cast someone big as Cyclops or a Storm, and then his name doesn't need to be plastered all over the place like Hugh Jackman's does. It's kind of on the opposite end of what Fox did with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
So.
Well, before I give my other choice, I'm going to say another name I thought of was Jason Momoa. Just in case this whole DC thing goes to shit,
Interesting.
I think he has the attitude.
Uh-huh.
He has to build.
I mean, if
certainly.
he wasn't Aquaman, that would be a great choice.
If he wasn't Aquaman, he would be Drax right now.
Oh, he was
Thank God
he
he's
was
Aquaman.
going to be.
Yeah, Drax would be a very different character though.
Yeah.
They fit him for Dave Bautista.
Exactly,
Yeah.
But my other name I would mention is a known name. He currently has a new movie on Netflix out. It's Zac Efron.
He was one of my backups.
Yep, he
waiting
was.
for Jake to say
He was.
that.
I want him as someone else in the MCU, but that's just my.
I think if
wouldn't
you're gonna,
love him as
I think if
Wolverine.
you're gonna cast mainly unknowns, fresh faces in the X-Men squad, you would need a known name somewhere, and I think Efron would be
Cyclops,
that.
too,
He could play. He could play a lot of characters.
play anyone.
He
He's
could play a
great
lot of
actor,
characters.
yeah.
Right.
He's huge. He has
the build.
His body's incredible. Like
He has
it's
the
ridiculous.
height, right?
He
'Cause
does. He's not very tall.
He's not very tall.
And we've seen the aggressiveness from him before in roles.
He can act.
Yeah.
He
Extremely wicked, man.
extremely wicked. He's done some other dramatic roles. Parkland it was another one of his.
Paperboy.
Paperboy.
Well, honestly, and I know it's a crappy movie, but there's moments in Baywatch where he kind of gets mad,
Yeah.
and you see that on his face when
Yeah.
he's with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
So it's although he's been in some really like poo-poo movies over the years, he's on the rise, like almost like a Channing Tatum in a way, where he started off really bad, and then people are really starting to notice his acting abilities,
yeah.
and he fits the role.
Yeah. Can I express a concern real quick
What?
about Wolverine?
What?
Okay, so Marvel can do no wrong, right? I'm a little bit nervous about them handling a character like the Wolverine. And I say that because of the Hulk character. Professor Hulk in Endgame was fun, right? But there's a moment when he looks at how Hulk really is, and he's just like, oh my God, Hulk smash, this and that. And then I was rewatching The Incredible Hulk the other day, and I'm just like, man, where was that Hulk at,
With Edward Norton.
No, but I mean that's what Hulk is.
I mean, Avengers Hulk.
We saw him in Ragnarok.
Ragnarok Hulk.
I guess.
We
Right?
saw him in Ragnarok.
Yeah,
We saw him in Age of Ultron.
He was a shell of himself. I guess.
Nah,
you
he
could
was
say.
he was
In
he was
Ragnarok?
pissed off in Age of Ultron.
What I'm saying is,
he was definitely pissed off in Ragnarok.
Marvel
'cause
is. I don't know. I'm a little bit scared. I don't because Wolverine is not a guy who is a comedic.
Taken lightly.
Yeah, to be taken lightly. He's
Here's the thing, though. Hugh Jackman is comedic in the X-Men films, but in the right way. Like those things, like him and Scott's bantering back and forth.
no, that's good.
And
It's
him
within
flipping
conversation.
off with the thing, like you can do comedy. It doesn't have to be like forced down your throat comedy.
Yeah, it's within the conversation. It's not like, okay, the conversation's over, I'm gonna throw a one-liner right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have no
it's-
doubt that they can do.
He's not gonna crack Robert Downey.
I have
Jr.
very
jokes.
little doubt
Yeah.
that he could do good, but still, I don't know. I
Time will tell, Gio.
I
Time will
hope-
tell.
No, I understand what you're saying. Like, I was disappointed that we didn't see Hulk fight once
because he
Endgame.
has.
I was disappointed with that. But look at the whole MCU of Hulk. We've gotten a lot of Hulk going crazy. So I'm saying we'll get Wolverine going crazy.
Here's the thing, though.
Saying
You
he
can
has
also
claws. He better stab some
Well, the
people.
You
thing
can-
for me is he doesn't care if he kills someone. Like
you can also argue, though, on the flip side, just playing devil's advocate, that they've given Hulk a fantastic arc from where he started to
did.
where he is. It's on the other side, like you can say, "Oh, I want the Hulk that I saw in the Incredible Hulk," but then if you look at it, it's like if they gave you that Hulk for 7 movies, you're gonna get tired of that Hulk. You want to see something new from him.
Yeah, I agree. He already had a good arc in The Incredible Hulk when he learned to master his powers, and they carry that into Avengers. But I feel like as the movies go on, we got less and less of brutal Hulk. We've never seen him at his full power, how strong he could get, and I'm worried we'll never get there.
I think we saw him in Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron was scary Hulk. That guy was bad.
He was ripping the little
here's the thing:
Ultron
you could have
bots
had
that-
Professor Hulk fight. We didn't even see him fight once. And one of my favorite moments in Endgame is when Thor grabs Hulk's shirt and he's like, "Please get your hand off me."
Yeah.
Like he still has that anger in him. And I wish we would have. To me, it was like the biggest MCU movie ever, the greatest action.
Right.
Hulk doesn't fight once. Like what? So I get where you're coming from. But to me, if we get as much Wolverine action as we've gotten Hulk action in the MCU, I'll be happy.
I just don't want him to water it down too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be tough because
For lack of a
the
better
MCU's definitely not as edgy as the Fox Marvel films are.
But they never aim.
They don't need to be.
They're trying to emulate comic books, and this is what comic books
The
are.
Winter Soldier was edgy in some ways.
They've done genres within genres, but there were also comic book moments in that movie. So
Well, I'm glad we can conversate. Let's keep it going.
So, I know I said I had 4, but technically I have 3. Three more. But you guys made me think about the fact of the... So, I just realized all my picks have been kind of older ones. I'm afraid to say them because I don't want them to be yours.
No, I don't. I mean, I have a bunch
Okay.
of options.
So, if I'm saying older, my older choices were... This was my out of left field one, would be Jason Statham. Just because I could just see him going crazy.
he just doesn't have hair.
Yeah.
That's okay. Reimagine the character.
But like, as Gio was saying, like him just like, can you imagine Jason Statham with the claws?
Oh,
100%.
100%.
It would be gnarly. My other older one was Luke Evans.
I like him a lot.
Ooh, that's not a bad.
I like
choice
him a
right there.
lot.
He would be pretty friggin' sweet as
He
that.
would.
And he's not too old. I think he's like 40. So
Yeah, no, he's great. He would be great.
And then my young one, which was my last choice, was Garrett Hedlund.
I like him.
Tron Legacy.
I like him too.
I think he could be dope because he kind of plays like that, like he, like I don't want to say like biker, kind of like where.
Oh, he
it's
plays
like
a biker for sure.
Yeah, like that type of like personality.
A la Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
And they were brothers in Triple Frontier. So
Yeah.
we're on the same page here.
Yeah. So I think he would be a really interesting choice because he's not huge. Like you don't see, like Garrett Hedlund starring in a movie. He's blah, blah, blah. But he's still a name that people are gonna recognize. So I think that could be an interesting character draw. And Disney's used him before in Tron.
Yeah, totally.
But and if we're going off of like Wolverine not taking the movie and making it his own, he'd probably be a good name because he plays like I shouldn't say plays well with others, but plays well with other like big names a la Triple Frontier, where he had a cast of people around him, Charlie Hunnam, and those two together were freaking fantastic. Arguably stole the movie at points. So I think he would be a really interesting Wolverine.
And he's not very well known to the public.
Exactly.
He's been around for a long time, but he's not that well known to the public.
He pops up and stuff every now and then,
Yeah.
but I think he would be pretty sweet.
That's a good choice.
So just some other names I thought of before I list my second choice. So these are guys I would not mind at all if they were cast. Shia LaBeouf.
Oh,
to be honest.
God, no.
I like that choice.
Ryan Gosling.
Yep.
I wouldn't hate that.
I want to see him as either Cyclops though.
That's
Oscar Isaac I think he could play Wolverine. And
1000%.
it doesn't have to be a white guy, you know?
I would when we talk about Triple Frontier, I was thinking about Pedro Pascal.
That could work too.
If he's not in the he's in the Mandalorian, obviously.
I also wouldn't mind Colin Farrell. And then I wouldn't mind Henry Cavill either. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't. I think that would be dope.
I would.
But this is one I really want if it's not Dr. Montgomery, is Casey Affleck. I love Casey Affleck. He's a great actor.
That's a good one.
The thing is, he could be an A-list superstar if he wanted to be. I guarantee he turns down so many roles because he doesn't want to be like...
He doesn't want to be his brother.
Yeah, exactly. But it depends. Like, he picks and chooses weird roles sometimes. Like, he was in that Disney movie with Chris Pine and the ships. I forget what it was called.
Oh, The Finest Hours.
Yeah. Which he was great in, actually. And
his part of the movie was the best.
Yes.
He would just have to get a little bit more in shape, and he can. And the height works. He's not tall like his brother. And he's a great freaking actor.
He's
coming off this Oscar win.
He's like
recently.
top 5 most underrated actors in Hollywood.
And he just won Best Actor.
He's
2 years
incredible.
ago, right?
He's so good.
I would love him as
They
Wolverine.
will not use him.
Why?
Because Brie Larson hates him.
No. Brie Larson hasn't earned that.
No, I don't.
amount of
Yes, she
power
has.
in the M.
Yes, she
No,
has.
she has.
She's
No,
her character alone gives her say.
honestly, it's sad that you're right. Whatever issues she has, like, it shouldn't affect them casting the right actor for their
Just
role.
put them in different movies, right?
So, anyways, I
don't
would
know.
freaking love Casey Affleck. If he's a little older, but he looks like he's 30. You know, even though he's almost 40.
It
or
wouldn't
whatever.
surprise me if the MCU showed the DCU how to use the Affleck properly and not shove him out. You know.
So yeah, my young choice is Dr. Montgomery. Older choice would be Casey Affleck.
So
for
I
sure.
had one backup, and I don't know if he has become official yet to already join the universe, but if he wasn't on the
Exactly
list,
where you're going.
the number one choice for me would probably be Richard Madden.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was
and
waiting for you to
it's
say
not because of Game of Thrones, it's because of Bodyguard on Netflix.
Amazing show.
Oh my god, he is
Amazing
so
show.
good,
I
and
gotta watch it.
it's a very subtle role and he has PTSD from the war, and so he has a lot of anger built up. Like he sits in a room by himself sometimes and like tries to focus, and it's phenomenal. And the way he
Yeah.
plays the role is incredible. If he's not in the Eternals, if he's not leading that as the main lead, I think that he would be the perfect choice to play Wolverine. The perfect choice to play Wolverine.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
But I want to scoot back to something before we get out of here because we got about 5 minutes left. Because I wanted to bring this up at the end of the show. I was going to bring this up, but it's already teased. Henry Cavill, he's not going to be back as Superman.
Black Adam movie.
It's not going to happen.
It's-
It's not. I think he's done as
Well,
Superman.
that would be bringing him back as Superman. Yeah.
What if
That
he
would
goes
be
over to
so
Wolverine?
The ballsiest
There was that
thing
rumor, right?
There was a rumor.
Would be
for
a
him to
kick.
go from Superman to Wolverine.
That'd be a kick in the nuts.
There was a
Ooh.
rumor about 2 weeks ago. His name was circulating, and it could have been this rando online saying, "Oh my God, Henry Cavill's talking about Wolverine or whatever." But it makes you think.
The thing is, for me,
Wonder.
is like he was an amazing Superman, and he deserved more respect from the fans and
The studio.
from DC.
The studio used him
and
terribly.
Warner Bros.
Yes.
Warner Bros.
deserved way more respect, and I would love it if Marvel was like, "We're gonna snatch him up
Yeah.
and use him," because like he's a great action star, dude. The bathroom scene in
Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible. Oh my god! Like to be honest, I didn't want to use anybody that was heavily rumored, but if I got to choose one guy, it would be him.
He's just
For
too
sure.
tall for me. He's too tall for me, and he's also just gigantic.
But
Like,
I'm okay with that.
He's like a real life Hulk.
I'm okay with
I would
that.
like him as Cyclops.
He's similar.
He's not clean cut enough for Cyclops for me.
He's similar to a Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Though,
See, if he
which
got
is the
casted
thing.
as Wolverine, I want to see Army Hammer as Cyclops because the Man from U.N.C.L.E.
oh my god,
Their
that would-
That would be
relationship-
good. Yeah.
Dude.
Those two back on camera together, and then you get Alicia Vikander or someone else. Those three back on screen together,
Alicia.
bruh.
She could find her way into anything.
And
You-
Elizabeth Debicki's already in the universe. Then you get Guy Ritchie to direct it. And you get Man from U.N.C.L.E. again in the Marvel universe. So give it to me.
Oh man.
I would love that.
I need to see Army Hammer in a superhero movie, man. I'm just telling you.
We will.
I need to see him in a superhero movie so
Dude,
bad.
Marvel
He should have been Green Lantern.
Marvel
No.
has so many characters
Yes.
they need to cast.
I like the
Like-
Cyclops thing though.
If
Not bad,
yeah, I would love that. I would love that.
or Mr. Fantastic.
No.
I know we want John Krasinski.
It
I
has
know.
to be. It cannot
I
be anyone
know.
but John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. It has to be those
Yeah,
two.
they're the perfect choice for that. So
Has
that's a separate video.
John, where's John Hamm at? Let's get him in one of these movies.
Adam
I
Warlock.
would- Something.
No, I got.
He's on
I
the
got a
older
name for you
side.
For Adam Warlock.
It's Efron's role.
Mm-mm.
Efron or
I got a different
McConaughey?
name for you.
Efron or McConaughey? Give it to him.
Mr. Jamie Lannister.
Nah, save him for something else. Cyclops.
No, he's 12.
Wolverine.
I was thinking about that
Not
too.
bad.
I wouldn't mind that.
Well, I guess our next video is going to have to be focused on Professor X in the MCU. That's a big one.
I already.
That's
I already-
a big one.
I sent a thing to you three and Keith about who I think should be X-Men and X-Men. Excuse me.
I saw that.
Magneto
And Professor
And
X.
Professor
yeah.
X. No one said.
I
anything.
said something.
No, you
I
said
did.
nothing.
What'd you say?
Wait, what did you say?
Yeah, who'd you say?
A picture of who I want for each.
Or who'd you say?
I forgot who was Professor.
Oh, well, Jesus.
This
But-
big huge deal,
But I wanted
forgot.
Jeremy Irons for Magneto.
Too old. Yeah.
You can de-age him.
No, I wouldn't want that.
So the thing is,
No.
Professor X and Magneto are always older than the X-Men.
I'm not saying I get that. I don't want them 80 years old though.
Or John Hamm as Magneto.
That's not a bad choice.
Yeah.
Why not? someone in the middle age range, and you get a younger-esque cast.
Yeah.
A little older than Fassbender or McAvoy, right? Like about 10 years older than them in that range. Like a Hugh Jackman range, right? Somewhere in that. Maybe like a Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I just said that because John Wick.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I love Keanu, and John Wick 3 is great, but he cannot
Give
act.
Keanu. I'd give Keanu a superhero role, man. I'd love to see it.
Didn't
Love-
you hear? He's rumored to be in one.
Yeah,
The
The
dude from...
Eternals, the bad guy.
They're going to bring back the Inhumans, and he's going to play, what's the dude? The main guy.
Blackpool.
Yeah.
Black
So, you know
He
why?
doesn't talk. He doesn't talk.
Yeah, poor
No,
Vin
that
Diesel,
needs to go to
man.
Vin Diesel because Vin Diesel
Poor Vin
can't act.
Diesel.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine though Keanu Reeves is the bad guy for the Eternals? With the cast they're assembling for that?
Love it.
Whew!
That'd be interesting.
Love it.
All right, well, we want to know what you guys think. Out of all the choices we named, who would be the best fit for Wolverine? We need to talk some more Marvel castings.
I think we
before
need to do
they
this a
come
regular.
out.
I think we got to do this on a regular.
Before they come
this
out.
is the first one we've done. And
We
I think
can do
we're gonna.
each character, like
I think
each
we
major
wanna-
character.
Maybe this is the way we bring comic hero talk back.
There we go. Well, that's going to do
Making
it
a
for
casting rumor
this
show.
Apocaflix podcast. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Gio. Thank you, Brian. I'm Jacob, your host. Like I said, let us know in the comment section your thoughts. Who would you choose out of all the guys we listed? We're curious to know. Thanks again for listening. We will see you all next time. Hey everyone, Jacob Bartley here. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out something similar from Apocaflix Movies, click this video up here. You want something a little bit different? Check out this video down here. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to Apocaflix Movies and let us know your thoughts in the comments section. We always love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.